This is for students who missed when we went over how to create your introduction paragraph in a new rough draft document. Go to Google Docs and open up a new document. Please title it your first initial, last name, research, rough draft. When you've done that, please share this document with myself and with Ms. Pardue, as well as any of your coaches and your parent if he or she so desires. Now we need to set up this document in MLA format. I'm already in Times New Roman. I'm already in 12-point font, but I know that I need to create a header, so I'm going to insert header. Now, I need to write a line. Remember, my header should be at 1/2 inch, so enter once. You're going to type your first name, your last name, I'm sorry, and then insert a page number. Now remember that even though I've changed my font, that the header and the body of the document are two different parts, so you need to go ahead and change that as well. Also, when you get back there, make sure that your spacing is double spaced, and mine is already set. To create MLA format, make sure that you type your name, the teacher's name, the class, and the block, and the date. Remember that your day gets to go first, the month is abbreviated, and then the year. Next goes your title, and remember that it should be centered in the middle of the page. The next line is where we start our introduction paragraph, and all paragraphs get indented 1/2 inch. Now, for an introduction paragraph, just a small quick review. The very first sentence of your introduction paragraph should be one that catches the reader's attention. So the first sentence of your introduction paragraph it should catch a reader's attention, and it should also state the main idea of the paper. Basically, this is where you want to introduce your topic to your reader. You don't have to be in depth here. You simply want them to know what your paper is about. Now, after you have caught their attention and told them what the paper is going to be about, you want to provide them with any background information that they need to know before they get to the thesis statement. So, the next several sentences, and I'm going to say anywhere from 3 to 4 sentences. You could have a few more. The next several sentences should provide background information for your reader. In class, we talked about thesis statements, and we peer-reviewed those thesis statements, and your classmates wrote some questions of what they needed to know before they were able to understand your thesis. Those sentences, or those questions rather, are very good places to go to help you understand what kind of background information you need to go in these several sentences. Okay? So answer those questions so that your reader understands kind of the context of your topic, what's going on around it, okay? If you have, for instance, if you are talking about a war in your paper, you might need to know, or your reader might need to know rather, maybe what caused the war, when the war was, who was involved in it, basically just some very basic information so our reader kind of has the basic knowledge of the topic going into it. Now, the last sentence of your first paragraph should be your thesis statement. Remember that your thesis statement should only be one statement. If you find yourself writing more than one statement, that's probably actually background information. Doesn't mean you need to take it out. It's simply not your thesis statement yet. Once you get all of that out of the way, then you're ready for your thesis. What should your thesis do? Your thesis should make an argument about the topic of the paper or the main idea. For instance, we've been using the stock market crash as a sample in class. I can't simply say that the stock market crash caused the Great Depression, because that is in fact a fact. Remember that your thesis doesn't need to be a fact. Those facts need to be in the background information, so we understand that before we get to an argument about the fact. Perhaps that I can say that the stock market crash was a preventable cause of the Great Depression. Or I could say that it caused the single most devastating disaster, economic disaster of time. The fact that I'm arguing that it's the single most devastating factor is an argument itself. So make sure that your thesis statement gives an argument about the main topic of the paper.